Hi, this is Dr. Thomas, math instructor at Lawson State Community College, and in this presentation I want to show you how to use Venn diagrams to answer questions and how to shade certain sets within a Venn diagram. So the first thing I want to talk about is the definitions of the union, intersection, complement, and the empty set. The union of two sets is the set that contains elements belonging to either of the two sets. And the word that refers to union is the word or. When you see the symbol that looks like a U, that represents the union of two things. So for example, let's say we had a set A that contains A, B, C, and D. And we had a set B that contained C, D, E, and F. The union of these two sets are just putting all the elements together, but not repeating those elements. So when we put all the elements together, that is the union of A and B. So A union B equals A, B, C, D, E, F. So those are all of the elements that are contained in these two sets. This is a Venn diagram to your right. So notice that the set A and B are shaded because A union B is all of A and B together. And notice that this set overlapped. Notice the Venn diagram at the bottom. These two circles represent a disjoint set because they do not overlap, so they have nothing in common. So that's why they do not. Let's look at A, the set A, which contains 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and the set B, which contains 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9. What would be A union B? A union B would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 9. All of the elements that are contained in A and B. Put everything together. Just do not repeat elements. What is A intersection B? Now the intersection are the elements that are in common. So if you compare A and B, what elements are in common, or what elements overlap? Those elements are 1, 3, and 5. So again, the intersection of the two sets is the set of all elements common to both sets. The intersection of disjoint sets is the empty set. The empty set is written like so. If you see this little circle down here with a line going through it, that's the empty set. So the empty set is the set with nothing in it. It looks like this, and it's a set, but it has nothing inside of the set. So call it the empty set. Alright, it's equivalent to the word and. So when you see the word and, it refers to the intersection. And it's written as, looks like a upside down U. Okay? Examples. A. The set A, A, B, C, D. The set B, A, B. What are in common? The A and the B, right? So that's the intersection of A and B. What about the set A, B, C, D in the set B, which is X, Y, and Z? What do they have in common? Nothing. So we say A intersection B equals the empty set. They have nothing in common. Let's look at this Venn diagram. The Venn diagram here see that the part that's shaded is considered to be the intersection of A and B. Let's talk about complement. The complement of a set is the set of elements which do not belong to the set being complemented. Equivalent to the word not, and is written with a superscript C. So the C is sort of a raised C. It represents the complement. Example: if we had the universal set A, B, C, D, E, U, V, W, X, Y, Z, and A was A, B, C, X, Y, Z, and B was A, B, C, D, E, what is the complement of A? So A complement means what is not in A. But you're comparing A to the universal set, not anything else. You always compare to the universal set. So what's in the universal set that's not in A? Okay, so we have the A, we have the B, we have the C. We're missing the D, so A complement would be D, E, U, V, W, because it does have the XYZ part. So again, that's why they have A complement equals the set where the elements D, E, U, V, and W are in. Okay. B complement is what are the elements in the universal set that are not in B. So not B. We have A, B, C, D, and E in B, so everything else is the complement of B. U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Complement of sets, Venn diagrams. So this Venn diagram is a picture or a visual aid to show you that the blue part represents the complement of A. If A is in white, everything that's not A is outside of A. So everything in blue is A complement. Okay, so now what I want to do is show you how to shade Venn diagrams. Okay, and I only want to deal with just two sets for now. So let's go ahead and just work with two sets. A and B. And let that be A and let that be B. So the first thing you need to know is the union. So what is A union B? A union B, again, and I'm just reviewing, is everything inside of A and B. So everything inside here is the union. Alright. Just a review again. What is the intersection of A and B? So intersection is the part that overlaps. This part in the center. Okay, next, let's talk about A complement. A complement is everything that's not A. So everything that's not A is everything outside of A. So again, if this is A right here, it's everything that's outside of this circle. Alright? Everything that's outside of this circle. And if you want to, you can shade. But shade everything outside of A. What is B complement? Obviously, that's everything outside of B. So everything outside of B. So again, everything outside of this circle here, because this is B. Alright, let's get to some real shading examples. What if you were given A complement intersection B complement? Alright, so what you can do is use two different Venn diagrams to get to the final Venn diagram, or you can use different colors. Now what I'm going to try to do is just use one Venn diagram and just use two different colors so you can see. Alright. So what I'm going to do is in red, I'm going to show you what A complement is. Alright, A complement. A complement is everything outside of the A. A complement is everything outside of the A. Alright, do a good job here. Everything outside of A, and you can shade if you don't like the sun rays, okay? And what I'm going to do is in green, I'm going to represent what B complement is. B complement is everything outside of B. So this is B. I'm doing everything outside of the B circle. Now, what is the answer? Because on the exam, I don't want to see all of that, because that's not the answer. The answer is, what is the intersection of these two things? What is the intersection of these two things? So basically, I'm looking for where are the two colors overlapping? Not all of that. I want to know the intersection, meaning where are they overlapping? So where are the two colors overlapping? So you look back at it and say, where is it red and green at the same time? Obviously, it's not in these circles, because this part is green, this part is red, but they're not overlapping inside the circle. So the answer is everything outside the circles. Everything outside the circles. So in the exam again, I do not want to see all of that. In this first Venn diagram, I want you to work to get to the final answer. I only want to see the final answer on the exam. A intersection B union B complement. So there's a lot going on here. Sometimes I like working with two Venn diagrams. So I'm going to, let's do A union B, A intersection B in this one, union, okay, and then we're going to do B complement in the other. Then we're going to come up with the answer based on the union of these two things. So notice I'm only dealing with two circles because it only says A and B right now. It's only talking about A and B unless otherwise noted. You don't have to use three circles. Okay. Let's just work with two circles. Alright. Let's first figure out what A intersection B is. A intersection B. And let's do that in the first diagram. A intersection B, and let's do it in red, is this part here. You just need to memorize that. A intersection B is just the part in the middle. Okay. And B complement. What is B complement? And we can do that in red too. B complement. And the reason why you can use the same color when essentially what you're doing is putting the two things together. Now if you were dealing with intersection, it might have been to your advantage to use two different colors to see where the two colors overlap. But since we're putting all this together, we can use the same color. It's really not a big deal. Alright, so this is B complement, everything outside of B. Now, you look back at it, we're trying to find a union. What does union mean? Put everything together. So we're going to say total. When you put everything together. So again, not only this part, but everything outside of B. Because we're putting everything that's shaded together. Okay? We're putting everything that's shaded together. That's what union means. Putting everything together. So the only part that should not be shaded is, let me pronounce this, the only thing that should not be shaded is this part here. See that? It's the only thing that should not be shaded. Alright, B complement is everything outside of B. So the only thing that should not be shaded is this circle here, because it's everything that's not B. So nothing should be shaded inside this circle. Alright, A complement intersection B complement. Now that may take some time. Okay, so I'm going to use two different colors. What is A complement? A complement is everything outside of A and then I'm going to change colors. What is B complement? B complement is everything outside of B. Everything outside of B. Now, it didn't say the union of these two things, so this is not the answer for A complement intersection B complement. It's really, this intersection represents what they have in common or what overlaps here. Where is the green and blue overlapping? Notice again, we've done this before. It's only the outside. So what I'm going to do, so look at it. The only places where the blue and green are overlapping is the outside of the two circles. So I'm going to erase this, the final product, right? Now, let's look at both of these Venn diagrams here. This one represents B complement, and this one represents A complement intersection B complement. Now, what does union mean? Union means put all of the shaded parts together in one. So what are the shaded parts? Definitely all of the outside, because we talked about that over here. But over here, not just at the outside, but this little part of A. See, it's part of A too. Not the intersection, but part of A. So the final answer is not just this, but all of the outside. Alright, so the part that's not shaded would be all of B. So this is the part, this circle here would not be shaded.